I'm sorry?
Do you mind if I work in with you?
Oh, not at all.
My name is Phil.
Rick.
So, what do you do for a living, Rick?
I'm a teacher. Do you want to do a set now, or should I just do another set?
A teacher! Good for you! What kind of teacher?
I don't mean to be rude, but I really need to finish my workout, so...
Say no more. I remember when I was in school. I had this teacher who was a Vietnam vet. He would come to our school gym and lift over 200 pounds with one arm. So Mr. Ferguson caught Billy putting glitter on his testicles, and he said, "Now that's pretty nuts."
Hey, Phil, can I buy you a smoothie?
Now?
Right now.
Sure.
Hello, dears. What can I get ya?
I'll take a strawberry banana smoothie.
Nothing for me, Mildred. Put this on my tab. Hey, Mildred, why don't you tell Phil about the time you rescued the puppy?
Oh, it was 1958. I was just a little girl at the time. My father worked at a refinery in the middle of a small industrial town. I'm not sure what they refined. I don't think my father did either. Honestly, he was a few crackers short of a full box. Saying crackers makes me hungry. I love crackers, but I love all kinds of food. You know, I once made my own protein bars, but that turned out to be a disaster.
This is a fun team-building game that I learned about at my seminar last week. The game's called Team Building a Game. I wrote down a bunch of trivia questions about Squat and the staff. I'll ask the questions, and if you know the answer, just shout it out. Here we go. Which trainer was divorced 2 times in the past 2 years?
Yeah, everyone knows who that is. Next question.
Okay. Which staff member sees a psychiatrist twice a month?
Bobby, I don't think these are appropriate questions. And she's a wellness counselor, not a psychiatrist.
Okay, I'll skip the inappropriate ones. Ha! Got one. What is the janitor's name? Are you kidding me? None of you know. Trina, Lisa, Rogue. I can't believe none of you know his name.
Just tell us already.
All right. Full disclosure. I made up this game because I realized that I don't know the guy's name. And I really should.
Why don't you just pull up his employee file?
He's the only employee without one for some reason.
We can't ask him his name now. That would make all of us look incredibly elitist, like the lowly janitor's name wasn't important enough.
Apparently it wasn't.
It would also be extremely awkward asking him his name now.
I'll take care of it. If there is one thing I know, it's how to avoid awkward situations.
That's it for today. I'll be out of the office for the rest of the day, so text or call if you need me. McDougal. My last name is McDougal. Scott?
Lisa, wow. I'm tempted to ask you what you're doing here, but clearly you're here to eat.
Actually, we're here to replace all the windows with bananas.
Lisa, this is Karen.
His fiancé.
Right.
And this is Tony, my boyfriend. Tony, Scott, and Karen.
Should we all get a table together?
Why not?
Sure.
Table for 4, please.
Are you guys just out for lunch, or?
We're actually apartment shopping.
Wow, that's some big news. Good news.
We're just looking.
I think it's more than just looking.
So, what kind of work do you do, Tony?
I have a locally syndicated sports talk show on several radio stations across New England.
Wait a sec. You're Tony Turner?
The one and only. Are you a listener?
If by listener, do you mean someone who listens to your show, then technically, no.
Are you into sports?
In high school, I was into Sports Illustrated. Well, at least one issue each year.
So, Karen, what do you do?
I work in finance, specifically mergers and acquisitions.
That's impressive.
Why? Because I'm a woman?
No, I didn't mean...
I'm messing with you. But seriously, is it because I'm a woman?
Come in. Well, hello, Bobby. To what do I owe this honor?
I have this employee form that I just need you to sign.
Sure thing.
Perfect. Thanks.
Anytime.
Good, keep it up.
Did you see what happened in New Jersey? A trainer made a client pee himself by using excessive motivation. This sparked outrage and a national movement to defund the trainers. All trainers!
Defund the trainers? Isn't that a bit extreme?
Just a minute ago, a member slapped me in the face and spit on my feet, then yelled, hashtag, defund the trainers.
They said hashtag? I'll call Lisa. She needs to be aware of this. What the hell is your client doing?
This is the guy I was telling you about with the attitude, so I'm just making him look like a fool. Keep going. You're doing great.
Scott, Lisa tells me you have a stand-up comedy act?
I've got something.
I'm EMCing a small event next month for the broadcasting executives. About 50 people. We can use a comedy act if you're interested.
Wow, I appreciate that.
I hope you're funny. Karen, is he funny?
He's something.
I'm sorry, but I need to go. We'll have to look at apartments another day. It was nice meeting you, Karen. Sorry, it's a work thing.
Is everything okay?
Sure. It's just some pissed off members, or members who pissed themselves. Or, thanks to autocorrect, something completely different. Okay, JJ, what do you know?
At 10:26 a.m. this morning, a trainer in New Jersey was working with his obese client. According to witnesses, he was using unnecessary and excessive motivation, which appears to have caused the client to pee himself. A growing number of very vocal protesters are demanding gyms all over the country defund the trainers because of the prejudice against obese people, as demonstrated by the excessive motivation disproportionately dished out to obese members.
These trainers are just a handful of bad apples.
Unfortunately, Rogue, the problem is systemic.
What do you mean by systemic?
I'm not sure, but whenever I use that word on social media, I get tons of likes.
Systemic means it is not just a few bad actors. Rather, it is part of the system. In this case, it's embedded into the culture of personal training.
So, there are currently policies or guidelines that suggest trainers treat obese people differently?
Well, no, but there are trainers within the industry, or system, that perpetuate this prejudice.
So, how is that not the same as a few bad apples?
JJ, what exactly are they demanding? Do they expect us to fire all of our trainers?
Hashtag defund the trainers means that some of the gym's trainer budget should go to trained counselors who can provide more appropriate motivation.
So that's not exactly defunding, is it?
Rogue, people just come up with hashtags on the spot. They don't run them through a focus group first. Anyway, these protesters are pointing to the origins of personal fitness training as evidence for the prejudice. Apparently, in the late 1600s, the early fitness trainers used to use fat people as pillows.
So what are we dealing with here exactly? How dangerous are these protesters?
They're mostly just a danger to themselves. In protest, they are eating donuts, ironically requiring them even more to need the services of a personal trainer.
If our members and the general public buy into the defunding the trainers idea, we could be looking at possible layoffs.
Lisa, what do we do?
We need the local community to have confidence that we are not prejudiced against the obese, and know that we never use excessive motivation, which is true. Right, guys?
What?
How about a fitness trainer code of conduct that we make public?
Good idea. I'll also talk to Jack about getting the funds to run a local radio ad.
And perhaps some training on what excessive motivation looks like, at least for certain trainers.
What?
You're going to be walking with me, and we're going to run into my friend. I'll say a few words to him. Then you introduce yourself to him. If he doesn't tell you his name, ask him for it.
That's it? And then you'll buy me a sandwich?
Yes, sir.
Throw in a bottle of B-Day and you got yourself a deal. What's up, my man?
David, how are you, my friend?
About $20 richer thanks to Bobby. Hey, how'd you do in poker last night?
You know me. Win some, lose some.
Yeah, right. You're just setting up the long con.
Shh. Let's keep that between us.
You take care. So where's your friend?
That was him. What's his name?
The janitor?
Yes.
I don't know. For the past 2 years, I've just been calling him man, my friend, and even brother from another mother, which I stopped doing after attending a mandatory racial sensitivity course at work.
Give me that bidet back.
Scotty boy! I got a call from Lisa earlier about running a radio ad addressing the Defund the Trainers movement. I think this is an excellent idea.
Great!
She wanted to write the ad copy, but I took the liberty of writing it myself, and I even had it produced.
Already?
The window of opportunity here isn't going to be open for long, Scotty boy. I just sent you the audio file. I already arranged for it to run on every major radio station in the Boston metro area. I'm expecting that this ad will ruffle some snowflake feathers, so I need you to handle the PR backlash and member outrage. Oops, gotta go. Bye-bye.
So, you want to defund the trainers? You imagine an idealistic world where trainers aren't needed and everyone can manage their fitness on their own. Well, you're an idiot. Fitness trainers are an essential part of our society. In fact, when the planes flew into the Twin Towers, it was the fitness trainers who kept the first responders in shape so they could get the credit for being the heroes. The truth is, the fitness trainers are the real heroes. Defund the trainers. Get a life.
This message is brought to you by Squat Spot Fitness.
Hi, Mildred.
Oh, hello, dear. What can I get you?
Actually, I just wanted to ask you a question.
You know me, Bobby. I love to answer questions.
You're quite the friendly person, and you seem to know everyone here, including many of the members.
I like people. This is why I love this job so much, as it allows me to chat with people in a low-stress environment. The job I had before this was no such job. I got that job back in September of 2012.
Right. Anyway, do you know the janitor's name?
Well, of course.
What is it?
It's janitor. I remember introducing myself on my first day here, and I said, "Hello, young man. I'm Mildred. I work at the cafe." And he smiled, extended his hand, and said, "My name is Janitor." Maybe he said I am the janitor. I usually just call him dear like I do everybody. It's not because I forget names. I'm great with names. It is because I love people, and dear is nice, a word that, when said by an old lady, sounds sweet. Although I understand male workers can't refer to the female co-workers as dear or sweet ass.
Hey!
Do you have a few minutes to talk about some ideas for a radio ad?
Pemberton's already running an ad, or at least submitted it to the stations.
Do you have a copy?
Yes.
Can I hear it?
Let me save you the time. The ad is horrible. It's insensitive, offensive, in extremely bad taste, and will certainly result in a PR nightmare.
What if I can get the ad rejected? The FTC requires that ads not cause serious or widespread offense against generally accepted moral, social, or cultural standards. We've been contacted by the FTC several times before.
Ah.
Tony is friends with most of the general managers at the stations in the Boston metro area. I can ask him to send an email to these GMs asking them to reject the ad to avoid problems with the FTC and replace it with an ad we create.
If you ask Tony to send that email now, you can tell him we'll have the new ad to him in the morning.
This feels right. This version of the ad. It feels like the right message we want to send.
Of course, the ad. I agree. I'll email the copy to the production studio tonight so we can have it back in the morning.
This was fun. A bit stressful, but fun.
It was. Good job.
Yes. Good job. I will see you tomorrow. I don't think we're going to solve hundreds of years of client injustice in a few days. But with the new radio spot we're running, plus the trainer guidelines, we are on the right path.
So, are we getting defunded?
It's unlikely. But there will be mandatory appropriate motivation training to reel in overly exuberant trainers and prevent incidents of member urination.
Sorry I'm late.
Well, what's the janitor's name?
You know, it's a funny thing. I thought...
You didn't get it, did you?
No.
Did anyone ask Scott? If anyone knows, it would be him. They play poker together. Whoever sees Scott next, don't forget to ask him.
So can we hear the ad?
Yeah, you can. At noon today, it will be played throughout the gym on WSJW 108.
Do you feel like your fitness trainer excessively motivates you because you're excessively large? Perhaps it's time for a change. Join Squat Spot Fitness and work with any of our personal trainers, most of whom will respect you for the unique person you are, no matter how many donuts you eat each day. The level of motivation will be just right, not so little that you don't lose weight, and not so much that you pee yourself. Visit squatspotfitness.com for more details.
Why did the ad say most of whom? What does that mean?
I gotta get back to my client.
Me too.
5 more minutes.
Next, I would like to introduce our stand-up comedian for the evening, Scott Carter.
Hey, are you okay, sweetie?
Yeah, I just had a bad dream.
Well, let me see if I can do something about that.